Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Mama Genius Hub podcast. We're going to do things just a little bit differently today. I'm going back to the Mama Genius Festival and taking one of the archives talks there for my solo episode today. But it's actually an episode that my son and I did together, and it was him talking about how he was inspired, things that we've done together. And I just want to share this today as one of the episodes. And so it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be heartfelt with him sharing the things that he's seen in me, but also how we can inspire each other and how we can inspire our kids. So let's get started. Welcome to Mama Genius Hub podcast, where we support moms with big dreams from entrepreneurship to personal aspirations. I'm your host, Michelle DeKeyser, and I'm here to help you unlock your potential in all areas of life. Join us as we explore strategies for thriving in motherhood while pursuing the dreams, the key to actually unlocking your genius. Subscribe now and embark on a journey to realize your fullest potential.
Hi, mamas.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Mama Genius Festival. We are so excited to be here. I got my son. He's my oldest. This is Liam right here. He's actually going to also be speaking tonight, Wednesday night as well. We're going to have 3 youth tracks coming to you. One's going to be Monday night, and then 2 of them be back to back on Wednesday night. And we're just looking forward to all of that. But he wanted to come on here a couple times this weekend with me while he was home from school. And Lily didn't want to. And so again, I'm offering to what the kids want to do, how they want to participate, don't want to participate. For me, it's all about what we can offer to them, giving them chances to, but never a force. It's just an invitation to it. Just as I'm inviting speakers to this group or inviting you to participate in this group, is always an invitation if it feels right for you. And so Liam came on here wanting to share something with you tonight. So he just told me to introduce this to you, and then I was supposed to let him take over. So here is Liam.
Thank you, Mom, for having me on your festival tonight. I'm so honored to be on here. Hi, moms. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about how my mom has inspired me and how you can do the same to your children. So my mom, being the entrepreneur who she is, being very successful, having a great YouTube channel, and bringing up the Mama Genius Hub podcast, which are some very amazing achievements. And she's also hosting the festival that you're on tonight. She has inspired me to start a podcast. I've been working on a podcast episode because the name of my podcast I think is going to be Kids Healthy Missions, and I'm starting to work on the episodes. So my first episode, I've been working on editing the interview that I had with Alicia to fit my podcast, just like my mom, who has an amazing podcast course. I took her podcast course, and she showed me all these amazing ways on how I can make my podcast better. And you really should check out her podcast. She has some amazing speakers, and I love how much time and effort she puts in every night and every day to make sure those episodes come out on time and all you listeners are able to listen to them. And I want to do the same like her, because I think she's so inspiring, and the connection we have between each other. I'm just so grateful that she's inspiring me to do all these things. And she's inspired me to start to get up my website because she has such a phenomenal website. I love how organized it is and how she has everything looking so beautiful. All the graphics she makes, all these things she does. She goes out of her way to make it visually spectacular for all you who go on her website and look at it. You really should check it out. I just love how my mom is so inspiring in this way. I feel like she's so happy, but even though there's sometimes when she's stressed out, she's still making dinner, still doing all these things. Because this week when my dad was in Mexico and she was so busy running this festival for all of you and having all of you amazing speakers on here, she was making dinner, cleaning, doing the dishes, and she's doing all this. She was staying up till midnight to run a family and run this festival, which is so inspiring, because even though that you might be busy, it's making the most of your time. And when I asked her how I could help, she had me put the dishes away and do the cat box and do some of the chores around her house, because her being such an amazing mom that she is, being here for me when I needed her, inspiring me to do all these things, and me being able to help her was just, I'm happy to do it, because I'm grateful for the opportunity of being able to speak on your festival, and how much work she's putting into it, and bringing youth speakers in, which I really hope you check the youth speakers out, because it's going to be amazing.
Because that was all your idea. I was just so in the midst of putting everything together. I didn't even think about a youth track, and Liam's like, Mom, I want to talk.
I know, and it was your amazing idea that brought a bunch of Jackie's students to come and speak, because giving the youth a chance to speak, it's hearing a message from people who are younger than you can actually make a difference in your life. Just like I'm talking about how my mom has been changing my life by her being an entrepreneur and her running her festival and putting up a podcast. Because I know the second she said that she was hosting a festival, I was like, I want to host a summit.
One step at a time, bud. One step at a time.
I know. And I'm so much like her. She says that I'm always trying to jump ahead of things and not trying to get things done. And I'm so much like her. And I couldn't have a more amazing mom. I love how she goes out of her way and has such an amazing YouTube channel. She interviews all these amazing speakers.
He's been the one who uploads a lot of the shorts sometimes and helps me out.
Yeah. And all of the things that she makes with the speakers in the interviews and stuff, they're just so amazing. How she can turn them into podcasts and also has them live as videos in a podcast interview. It's amazing. I love how my mom is so creative and yeah. And a lot of moms and people think that, because women typically stayed home and did all the house chores, she isn't. She's taking that step and getting other moms to do the same, because we need other moms out in the world inspiring other children. Like, you were such a great teacher when you were homeschooling us. I just couldn't imagine how nice and kind and sweet you were to all the students. You
said when you were screaming at me?
It was during COVID, and it was a lot being locked in.
But we did our best. And that's honestly all we can ever do, right? Is our best.
Yeah. And I know going to Tanzania, we're doing our best to go there. And
well, tell them about Tanzania then. What even made you want to go?
When my mom said Jackie was going to Tanzania, I was like, oh, that's amazing.
They might not know who Jackie is. Who is Jackie?
Yeah, Jackie is my speaking coach. She's the she runs Speak a Boom and all these other courses to inspire youth to speak. She runs a nonprofit called the Speak Feed League, and it's so amazing what she does. Every week on Thursday, I go to Speak Boom, and it's just a place for you to speak. For all the moms watching, you should send your children there. It will get rid of their stage fright. And we practice impromptu speaking, and we have practice conversations, which this gets better communication skills. Her programs, she are phenomenal. She goes out of her way to help you speak because she's gone out of her way to help me speak because when she's had these different prep times. And I know my first summit, I had 3 or 4 times that I like hour slots that I had to prepare to speak, and she went out of her way to give them to me. She could have just said, "Oh, you can just go speak on a summit." But no, she went and she actually gave me ideas and helped me speak on the Family Matters Summit in 2023. And
Should we tell everyone why you want to speak on the Family Matters 2023?
I wanted to speak on the Family Matters 2023 because my mom spoke on the Voices of Women.
And his sister spoke, and he couldn't. Let's be honest.
Because I'm not a girl, so I wasn't able to speak on the Voices of Women, but I was able to speak on the Family Matters Summit, and it was so inspiring and changing because I learned that I was able to give I had a message to give and being able to speak, and I'm going to be applying for a TEDx talk very soon. That's and I have a chance of doing one on August 31st through the 30th or 31st.
You get to apply for one.
Yeah.
You get the possibility. What I love about this is, as he was explaining Jackie's program, and it's about having kids get their voices out there. And so it's part of the reason that we want to, both of us, travel with Jackie and other entrepreneurs to Tanzania to really help others get their voices out and really see the power in getting your voice into it, which is why I feel so inspired to work with mom speakers and making sure that we don't give up and get our voices out there. And it also starts also with inspiring them. And again, his sister spoke on that first summit and she did a really good job, but she and got invited to a couple other summits, but she didn't want to. And so again, it's about inviting those opportunities for them. He, however, he just flourished with it, right? Wouldn't you say he just loves speaking and loved doing it? You want to tell about your forensics?
Yes, I did humorous solo acting, and I did a script based off a script that I found online.
You found online?
That you found.
We
said that you found online.
We said late that night you were about to give up.
Yes.
And say I'm done with forensics, but we joined together as a team and found a script that would work for you. Attention mompreneurs. Do you feel like you're constantly juggling the responsibilities without a moment to yourself? It's time to pause and reflect with our Mama Genius quiz. Tailored for busy mamas like you, this quiz will help you identify what's blocking your path and inspire you to harness your unique strengths, transform how you manage life and business, find your rhythm, and ignite your joy. Visit mamageniushub.com today to discover your Mama Genius. And that's mamageniushub.com.
But because of Jackie's program, I found how much I like doing impromptu speaking compared to having a speech that I memorized and giving, because
impromptu right now.
Because making speeches up, you are able to speak freely, and when you're giving someone else's speech or a speech that you wrote and you have like a time limit, you don't have that much time to like bend and change the words. That's why I like Jackie's program, because we're able to do all these different speeches, because on the Saturday of Memorial Day weekend coming up, I have a speech on Jackie's thing for the Speak Feed Lead. It's to help get sponsors for the Speak Feed League and for people to donate and help the youth speak, because because Jackie's nonprofit helps different kids speak, because the businesses donate and people sponsor youth on summits, so youth have the chance to give their phenomenal and amazing messages and give them to the world. And going to Tanzania, we're going to help change lives of the people living in Africa. People may think like they'll figure it out, but they need help from people like Jackie, who are willing to go out of their way and volunteer and help communities that need the help the most. Because we're going there because through a nonprofit in Africa that's in Tanzania, to help 8 different schools, or was it 20?
It's 8 or 12, depending on how many they have by the time we would go. So yes, we're looking forward to that. But what the whole point of this impromptu talk that I had mentioned today was, this came directly from him wanting to do it and talk about it. So I didn't quite know exactly what he was going to say. He just kind of gave me a general idea. But I think what it really comes down to is that I kept thinking that if I go do this, what am I taking away from my family? That was always a thought in my head. Like, what am I taking away from him? I never foresaw what I would be inspiring or giving by living in my genius and sort of figuring out what I want to do to serve my message, or what was inside my heart to get out of there. And just the support that I get from him as we do this is just, I love you, bud.
I love you too.
It just warms my heart so much to say that it's not that I'm taking away from him. It's what he's now doing all these things I would never have thought of had I not learned how to do some of these things. And so again, it's just really coming down to what inside of you as a mom needs to come out. And when we model that for our kids, they're inspired to do those things. And I'm proud of him, whether he gets his podcast off the ground, whether the TEDx talk comes to be, it's he's putting so much effort into trying to figure out what he wants to do. And I just can't be more proud of you, just watching you put your effort in and trying different things. And that's the key.
Yes. And I love how you keep helping me do because for the Voices of Hope Summit that I did on International Day of Hope, she helped me come up with all these facts and statistics, and I love that her friends are willing to help because she reached out to her friend Alicia,
who is also a speaker, and she spoke, I believe it was yesterday she spoke, and she'll be on the podcast, and has been on the podcast twice. You can learn all about Alicia too, and Liam is getting his first episode ready with her. And tell us a little bit more.
That she's just such an inspiring person. Because of my mom, I'm able to meet all these inspiring speakers and people, because I was in the family food circle, which we were talking to families about having a good relationship with food, because I know a lot of families out there don't have necessarily the best relationship with food.
All right, we're not going to go into your whole talk because that's for Wednesday night, but he'll be talking about family meals and ways you can give a summary of it.
I was talking about my podcast episode with Alicia, that her episode was about helping families get a better relationship with food by staying with the whole foods, the organic foods.
See, I made mistakes too, but you guys have such similar messaging and topics that he loves talking to families and helping kids figure out how they can help with being more healthy, and things that they can do for themselves and ways they can contribute instead of always the parents doing everything.
It's fine. You made a mistake. We're humans. We're never perfect.
He reminds me of that all the time. I love you for that. And the best part is when I'm losing it, he's like, Mom, isn't it time for you to breathe again? Like, should we sit down? We do that for each other, right?
Yeah. And I love that she's inspiring all these people and to have circles, because her circles seem like they are so changing, because I know she's the best person you could possibly get to teach them, because even though there's other people who do women's circles, there's nothing like my mom. She her women's circles are based off of connection and the genius of moms getting a place to share themselves. Because I know before you founded our Circle of Grace, which then led on to be Connecting Mamas, you were always yelling and screaming and
True story.
and not being the most positive person. But then because you probably had that dream to inspire people, and when you were pursuing that dream, it really helped you, and the whole family was very supportive. And we started family meeting, which tomorrow we're going to be talking more about how family meetings are and how they work for all you parents who are struggling and need don't have an idea of meals and stuff. And need gratitude.
Well, we'll get to that tomorrow morning, and I know we've already been going over longer than we probably would have, but honestly, what he said, I swear I didn't bribe him. It's coming straight from the heart, because he sees how hard that I work, and I see how hard he works and stuff, and we just really are about supporting each other. And him, one of the things I'll be doing this weekend is trying to help him outline that he needs for his TEDx talk with his meeting for tomorrow. And it's really just about that family support and figuring out things that you want to do, and that invitation to each other for that support. And doesn't always have to be. Sometimes he's too busy with his schoolwork or stuff, or I'm too busy with the festival stuff that I can't always help him. I'm trying to make that time that we do those things together. And I just have to say, I'm so proud of you.
I'm so happy that I'm able to speak on your festival, and you now have like 80 plus speakers on your festival, and it's just amazing how you got so many people into your festival, even though some of them were friends and stuff. You have 20 new podcast episodes coming out from this festival because of those speakers who want to get their message shared and know they have a valuable message that everyone needs to hear. And because of people like my mom who organize these summits, festivals, and just places for people to speak, it's just amazing. I love and I'm so grateful for her hosting this festival, because without this festival, I wouldn't have the chance to talk to you, and all these other amazing speakers wouldn't wouldn't be able to share their message. And I know you've been going out of your way to make this possible, and you have an outline for next year, and you'll be able to have more speakers.
I'm just thankful for your support, bud. And on that note, I think we'll say happy Saturday to everyone, and we'll see you in the morning to talk a little bit about family meetings.
But for all the parents who are watching this, or moms watching it and want to know how to get their child inspired and stuff, model it with yourself. And to get your child speaking, I really would recommend joining Jackie's program.
Oh, because Jackie just said hello to us. Hi, Jackie.
Because I like and am so grateful for her program and being able to help me and all these other youth speakers through the Speak Feed Lead. For all the moms watching and want to get their children involved in public speaking, I highly recommend you joining her program, because I'm able to speak on more talks, and your child will be able to speak, even if it's not the best thing for your child and they don't like it. It will still help their communication skills, even if they don't have a message to share yet. Jackie will go out of her way to make sure your child has a message and be able to share it with all the other people. And she's so inspiring and such a great speaker. And moms, I hope you get your children involved and inspire them with your genius, and maybe start doing like a circle with them in the morning before they go to school. And you should model it off of my mom, because her circles are the best, and she does the best job doing them.
Well, thanks, sweetie. Again, this is just all about opportunities to offer your kids and opportunities for yourself to figure out what you want in all of this, and to just really sit with that and open up your curiosity and figure out the things you want. And we'll see you all in the morning. Thanks for tuning in to
Bye, moms.
Bye, everyone. Before we wrap up, here are some specific takeaways from this episode. And again, I was talking with my son, and it just felt so heartfelt to have this conversation with him. But at times, actually, as he was talking and he kept using the word inspire, like I almost felt like this cringe. And sometimes we get that as moms, as we feel those compliments or those things, and you're like, no, that's not really true. And so taking that in and actually rewatching this episode has really warmed my heart and really made it really helpful to really do and really celebrate those moments that we're having together. And as of right now, the Tanzania trip is actually happening. We're going in less than a month. There's a link for any donations down below, but that is as happened after.
Have you ever been afraid to raise your hand in class or apply for the school play? I know I have, but not since I've joined the Speak Feed Lead project. The Speak Feed Lead project is now going to Tanzania to help the youth there get their voice heard. We need your help to give a donation. Any donation counts. If it's $5 or $100, any donation will help us be able to inspire the youth and change their lives and give them the power they need to speak from their hearts and give them their voice.
As we ask for a donation for this project, we also want to pass that voice and message along to you, as well as bringing more connection to your family. And so we want to provide a guide for you to bring meaningful connections between you and your kids, what we call a morning circle. And it inspires you to go through and really conversate with your kids in a 5 to 10 minute fashion that really starts to bring deep conversations. We provide the directions for how to do it, along with the cards you can print yourself and create the deep questions such as, what does it mean to be yourself? And you'll be surprised as you go around doing this process, how it starts to just naturally start to open up more and more conversations, even throughout the day. So we want to bring the voice to everyone. All we request is for a donation to our Tanzania project, and we will send you the details to how to make your own circles and get your own cards as well. So please click the link below and make the donation that you feel comfortable with, and we will send these materials to you. As for the TEDx talk, he did apply, but he didn't get it yet, and yet we're still working. He's got the application in, and so he's ready for the next one. So it's all about taking those steps and taking those actions, not necessarily the outcome. So it's one of the key takeaways, but let me go through the 5 key takeaways I have before we wrap up. Number 1, involve your children in activities. Whether it's podcasting or other passions, including your kids can inspire them and create those meaningful experiences. Number 2, offer your children opportunities without forcing them. Let them decide if they want to participate, making an invitation rather than an obligation. Number 3, support and encourage your children's interests, just like helping with the podcast or TEDx talk. Be a guide and assist them in their own endeavors. I just gave those opportunities. I did not. TEDx was all his idea, not even something he's like, Mom, you should do it. I'm like, nope, I'm not ready, but you are. Let me find you someone who can help you. Number 4, create a supportive family environment. Whether it's helping each other with chores or providing emotional support, work together as a team to achieve more. Number 5, model the behavior you want to instill in your kids. By following your passions and pursuing your dreams, you inspire your children to do the same. These key takeaways will help you foster a positive and inspiring environment for both parents and children. And thank you for joining me on the Mama Genius Hub podcast. Thank you for joining us in today's episode of the Mama Genius Hub podcast. If you found value in our conversation, please share this episode with another mama who might benefit. Sharing helps us build a supportive community and reach out to more mamas like you. After all, it's more fun when we do motherhood together. Until next time, stay motivated and continue to pursue your dreams how you shine in your genius.